Hi, and welcome to Read to Me, Mrs. Avignon. Today I'm going to be reading a great nonfiction book called My Librarian is a Camel, and it is how books are brought to children around the world. It's by Margaret Ruers. Here's the cover page. There's those camels. Oh, and look what's on their backs. And because this is a nonfiction book, look what I have in the front. I have a table of contents, and this is going to be telling me what chapter I can find a different country to study. So some of the countries we're going to be looking at are Australia, Azerbaijan, Canada, England, Finland, Indonesia, Kenya, Mongolia, Pakistan, Papua New Guinea, Peru, Thailand, and Zimbabwe. Okay, and then I have here a map, and these are the different countries that we'll be looking at, and they're pointing to different countries around the world. I think the first place that I'm going to be reading to you about is Australia, which is located right here. This is one of the 7 continents. It's the smallest continent. And then the first country I think that is referenced is Kenya. And Kenya is located in Africa, and it is kind of in Central Africa on the eastern coast. Okay, I'm going to read the introduction. It tells you kind of where the author got the idea for this book and so forth. Okay, the introduction. Several years ago, I read a newspaper article about a camel in Kenya that was used to bringing books to young people who lived in remote desert villages. Wow. I wondered how else books might be brought to children in other parts of the world. My research turned up all sorts of mobile libraries, libraries that moved on legs, on wheels, and by other means. I was thrilled to learn how far people would go to put books into the hands of young readers. I began to contact librarians in faraway places. They responded by sharing information, personal stories, and photos of their mobile libraries and of the young people who use them. Over time, I assembled a scrapbook of mobile libraries from all over the world. Developing this book has been a rewarding and exciting experience. From Azerbaijan to Zimbabwe, I discovered people who are passionate about books and who understand the importance of libraries in our lives. One librarian in Azerbaijan explained that the library is as important as air or water. That's a very smart librarian. Maybe you have been taking your local library for granted, just as I did. Next time you borrow books, think of how lucky you are to be able to choose from all of those free books and to take home as many as you wish. The librarians and volunteers who bring books by camel or elephant or by boat inspired me. I hope they inspire you too. They've definitely inspired Mrs. Avignon. Okay, so the first place we're going to today is Australia. I've not been to Australia, but I'm very interested in going one day. Here is a smaller map of Australia, and there is Australia's flag. And I'm going to read a little bit of information about Australia, the country, before I read about how they get books. All right, well, the country is called the Commonwealth of Australia. The capital is Canberra. And the estimated population, that means how many people live in Australia, is about 20 million people. Wow. All right, the smallest continent in the world, Australia lies southeast of Asia. Because the continent is in the southern hemisphere, the seasons are opposite to those in the northern hemisphere. We live in the northern hemisphere. So, summer begins on December 1st. Winter begins on June 1st. The official language is English, but there are also hundreds of Aboriginal languages spoken, the languages of Australia's native people. Okay, so I'm looking at my pictures and I am seeing, wow, their libraries? Huh, looks like it's on a truck. Let's read and find out. In Australia, there are more than 5,000 libraries. Wow, love the sound of that. About 72 of those libraries are on wheels. Some mobile libraries cover the Gold Coast, a strip of beaches in the state of Queensland that runs north from the border with New South Wales towards Brisbane, the state capital. Huge trucks and trailers carry thousands of books to children who cannot go to a library in a city. Again, it sounds to me like these trucks go to places where there are not libraries. How fabulous. Travis, a librarian, travels on one of the trucks. He stops at schools to talk about books and to tell stories. Some stories leave children with something to think about, said Travis. Others bring laughter or tears. Stories can get kids excited about books and reading, so they borrow lots of books. I do too. The mobile library that Travis runs is more than a truck. It is a solar-powered, high-tech library. Wow. The solar panel is on the top of the truck. Inside are 6 computers and a printer powered by a UPS, uninterrupted power supply unit, which is charged from a bank of batteries. The truck comes with 3 air conditioning units, 2 banks of fluorescent lights, 9 spotlights, and a stereo system with surround sound. It also features a wheelchair lift, a microwave oven, a small refrigerator, a toilet, and 2 sinks. All of these units are powered by a bank of constantly recharging batteries. The solar panel provides a small current to the batteries that keeps them alive and running. All right, and then I'm going to take you inside the truck where it says Australian readers borrow books from their solar-powered library truck. And that was the caption I was reading for this picture right here. Wow, that looks like a normal library. Okay, and then here is the outside of that library where you walk on. And then here are some pictures of this mobile library. That one I like. Wow. So they said the solar panels are on top and they have all kinds of technology inside the library that's powered by these solar panels. How fascinating. Okay, so that was the first place we went to on our travels to find how books are brought to children around the world. Remember, this place was Australia, and my thumb is pointing to it, okay, and it is south of Asia, right here, okay, and right here is the Indian Ocean, and right here is the Pacific Ocean, okay, and this is the continent of Australia. They have big trucks that go to remote places in Australia to bring books to children. How lucky they are. All right, stay tuned and I'll be reading another country next time. Bye.